Big games, bold calls, the Premier League drama is finally back on our screen before it even happens. This is your English Premier League preview and prediction show. Game week 1. We are going to talk about all the biggest games that are going to happen this week from Arsenal, Manchester United, Liverpool versus Bournemouth, Manchester City versus Wolves, Chelsea versus Crystal Palace, plus the transfers and drama that has happened this week. Let's go! We are starting with the league opener. That's going to take place tomorrow between Bournemouth versus Liverpool. Yes, you heard me right. But if we go head to head, they have faced each other 24 times, whereby Liverpool has won 19 times, drawn 3, and Bournemouth has only won twice out of the 24 times. And the twice out of the 24 times, Bournemouth won against Liverpool in 2016 and 2023 in the Vitality Stadium, whereby last season, where Liverpool became champions, they won both of the games home and away convincingly against Bournemouth. Liverpool is one of the teams that have done great business this summer, whereas on the other hand of Bournemouth, they have done terrible business. In terms of sales, they have got a lot of money because they sold all their backline, Dean Huijsen, Kakes, and Zabairi. They sold all their backline, so they had to bring in new recruitments. Are the new recruitments going to put in strong performance like those guys did last season? Because those guys, that Bournemouth defense is one of the reasons they performed even more better last season. But let's talk about Liverpool. Liverpool strengthened their team by signing the right players. They signed the right players in the right positions, like they addressed the problems in the team. You understand? When Trent left for Madrid, they went on to bring Philpong from Bayer Leverkusen, one of the best right backs in the Bundesliga, and also went to Bournemouth and brought in Kakas to upgrade on the aging Robertson, and went in midfield. They needed that guy who can create for Salah. Since the departure of Coutinho to Barcelona, Liverpool had not got that creative midfielder. Now they got that in. They went ahead to break the bank and brought in Vats from also Bayer Leverkusen. And if we see all this, and they went also ahead to strengthen in their attacking options, whereby they brought in Hugo Ekitike after the departure, or they knew that they are going to let go of Darwin Núñez, and there's also a tragedy for the passing away of Diego Jota. But at the moment, Liverpool are very good, and for me, I think tomorrow is going to be an easy win for them, since they want to overcome from their loss of Crystal Palace in the Charity Shield. So Manchester City versus Wolves. They have played 132 games against each other, whereby Manchester City has won 57 games, they have drawn 25 games, and Wolves has won 50 games. What does this show? That Manchester City and Wolves, it's a very tight game. It's not an easy win, like it's not a walkover, like Man City just comes and beats Wolves. We have seen in the recent fixtures whereby Wolves has been shocking Manchester City, even in their prime, like the Guardiola prime City. We have seen Wolves shocking them. Yes. But on the other hand, Wolves lost some of their players, whereby they went ahead to reinforce. They reinforced with a new right winger, a center back, and also a left back, whereby their left back Ryan was signed by Manchester City, so they had to strengthen on that. On the Manchester City side, Manchester City did their business early. We don't know whether they will sign more players, since there was a departure. There is a departure. They are saying there is a departure of Savinho. He may leave to Tottenham, and also Jack Grealish left. We also saw Kevin De Bruyne leaving the team, plus who? plus Kyle Walker, but they did not replace Kyle Walker with a new right back. So I think Manchester City still have that problem at the right back. But if we go ahead and see their signings they signed this summer, they brought in Renders from AC Milan to strengthen their midfield. They also brought in Ryan from Wolves, the team they are facing this week, to strengthen their left back. And also they brought in Ryan Chucky. I think he's the Kevin De Bruyne's replacement there, will be pulling strings. And injuries, some reports came out and said Rodri will be out for 1 month and a half. He got a setback in his injury. Also, Mateo Kovacic will be out. Plus, Phil Foden is doubtful to play against Wolves. But I think this is going to be a tight game between Manchester City and Wolves. For me, Chelsea Crystal Palace. Game week 1, we have a London derby between Chelsea and Crystal Palace. They have played 48 times, whereby Chelsea has won 31 times, drawn 11, and lost 6. Yes, you heard me right. But this game is also a very tricky game, whereby we are coming from Crystal Palace winning a Charity Shield against Liverpool, and whereas Chelsea won a Club World Cup, beating the best team in the world, PSG, this season. You understand? So it's going to be also a very tricky game between the two London clubs. You understand? And on the other hand, both teams have strengthened. We saw Chelsea bringing in Estavio. They brought in João Pedro, who has been doing very well. Yeah, João Pedro, the 4 games he has played for Chelsea, 4 to 5 games in the Club World Cup, he scored like 3 goals. And this friendlies that they played just here recently, he also scored like 1 goal to 2 goals. He has like 5 goals or 6 goals there in his Chelsea career. Estavio was brought in. They brought in Gittens from Borussia Dortmund, and they also offloaded other players, Chelsea. So, but they have they lost Liverpool will suffer an injury and ACL that's going to keep him out for a very long time. But on the positive news is like they signed the Hato, so we may see Hato playing this weekend for Chelsea, or we'll see maybe Badeshili will play in that position, because I've not had any news coming from Chelsea that Chelsea have let Badeshili go. Yeah, but on the other hand of Crystal Palace, it's a decent team. I think this winning the Charity Shield is going to give them more motivation to try to get a win against Chelsea, and it's a London derby, you understand, so anything can happen. The biggest game this week is between Arsenal and Manchester United. The last meeting between Arsenal and Manchester United, Arsenal had a front 3 of Leandro Trossard, Mikel Merino, and Ethan Nwaneri, and that game ended in a 1-1 draw at Old Trafford. We know Arsenal struggles at Old Trafford. Yeah, he struggles a lot at Old Trafford, and it was the first game of Ruben Amorim facing Arteta in the Premier League. So this week, it's game week 1. Arsenal has to start its title charge, and this game may give them momentum. If they lose, the pressure is going to be on. And also, this game, Manchester United goes in it with a new front 3 of Brian Mbeumo, Sesko, and Matthias Cunha. But we don't know, will Sesko start for Manchester United up front, or it will be Højlund and Sesko comes in, because he has not been training with the team that a lot. Maybe we may see him coming in as a substitute, or Ruben Amorim will just take the bet and throw him into the deep waters and he starts against Arsenal. Remember, Manchester United wanted Victor Gyökeres and Arsenal wanted Sesko. So these two guys are facing each other. One is playing for Manchester United and another for Arsenal. Imagine Gyökeres scoring and putting on a mask, or Sesko scoring fast and pointing in the stands. What's going to be the feeling there? And also, if we go on the other hand, Tony Adams yesterday made an interview and said Mikel Arteta has to drop Odegaard as the captain and makes Declan Rice the captain of Arsenal. What do you think, Arsenal fans? Is this the right call to make right now? And also Zinchenko made an autobiography crying out loud that he doesn't play, he no longer plays for Arsenal. He's ashamed. He's ashamed in front of his kids, blah blah. And also Marcus Rashford made an interview yesterday talking about the Manchester United transition. But on Sunday, the biggest game of Arsenal and Manchester United is going to go down. You think which team is going to win? Because we know Arsenal has struggled a lot at Old Trafford. That's the X factor. Yeah, Arsenal has struggled a lot at Old Trafford there. Will Mikel Arteta walk out vicious on Sunday against Manchester United, or he's most likely to get a draw? Because Manchester United, the only problem I have with Manchester United is their midfield. They need that guy who can help them cover the ground in the midfield. And last week they were talking about Baleba. And also the problem of Manchester United is the system. Ruben Amorim has stuck on his system, but the players he has right now can't play in the system. But if we see his transfer windows, Jimmy Ratcliffe has supported him very well. So within maybe 2 to 3 years, Manchester United will be on track if he's not sacked, as Rashford said that Manchester United has not started its transition, because each coach who comes there, he be there for 1 to 2 years, he just wins something and sacked, blah blah. Yeah, so on Sunday we are looking upon to watch that game between Arsenal and Manchester United. We don't know who is going to come out victorious. My prediction for game week 1 are Liverpool will win against Bournemouth 2-0. Aston Villa versus Newcastle. We know Newcastle has had a lot of problems and they don't have a striker going into the new season. I think Aston Villa is going to win also 2-0. If you go Brighton Fulham, I think Brighton will win 1-0. Spurs versus Burnley. Spurs is always Spursy. Maybe Spurs may win like 2-1. Yeah, Spurs 2-1. Sunderland versus West Ham. I think West Ham will win this game with 1-0. Wolves versus Manchester City. I think it's a over 2.5. Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. I'll just go with an over 2.5. Nottingham Forest versus Brentford. I'll go with an under 2.5. And Arsenal versus Manchester United. I'll go with yes. Both teams score. Those are my predictions this week. Stay tuned. Let's go. Please like, share, and subscribe.